Hi guys. It's been a while and a lot's been happening, so I figured I'd just catch you up a little bit. As you know, I had an operation on these guys, and I'll show you the before and after x-rays. Before, I had hammer toes, which means my toes were bent over like a hammer. And they cut the tendons underneath and released my toes, or at least, and I'll show you pictures of my foot that's fixed and my other foot. I used to be really shy and didn't want to show anybody and we also took some bone out of my foot to make this toe shorter, and they moved my toe back so that maybe now I can walk on all of my toes instead of just the big toe and the side toe. But this is what my foot looked like before surgery. This is my left foot, and it's still the same way. This toe sticks up, and these toes go under it when I'm walking. And this is how it looks when I'm walking. It's really uncomfortable. This is the fixed foot. As you can see, this toe didn't get fixed, so it's still a curly little piggy. But this toe sits flatter, and this toe sits flatter, and this toe got much shorter by about a knuckle joint, it looks like. And it's finally starting to go down, and I can walk better, and that's the scar. It's almost gone. So that's what happened with my feet. And this one's doing a lot better. And this one doesn't really bother me yet, believe it or not. And it seems to be working. I actually ran the other day, just a little. But I got really depressed because I had some realizations, and they were kind of freaky. When I was a little kid, I was the oldest of 5, and it took me a little while to decide whether or not I wanted to tell you guys this, but I was raised in a very, very strict Jehovah's Witness family until I was about 15. I was a little before 15 when we left my father. And I pretty much tried to put it all behind me and not think about it anymore. But of course, when you're an abused child, it all comes back at all these different times. So I was talking to my doctor about my toes and remembered some really bad things. So one of the things I had remembered was he would have me, my father, Al Dernbach, would have me put my foot down on the stairs, and he'd tap my toes with the hammer, pretending he was going to straighten them. But that hurt, and it hurt really badly. And another thing he would do, since I was just a little tiny baby, was he would take my toes and pull them until they popped with a little pop, like this. Cracking your knuckles, you know. But he'd do it like that to someone's toes might have some lasting results, wouldn't you think? And the problem was that my tendons started to shorten up and shock or something. My tendons started to shorten up, and it made my toes curl more. And it kind of ruined everything I ever wanted to do physically on my feet for the rest of my life. I couldn't really run a lot. Couldn't really walk a lot. In the 80s, I liked to dance a lot in high heels, and that helped exacerbate the problem. So when I realized all this stuff about my father doing this stuff to my feet, it put me into a downward spiral of depression. I just really got depressed. First of all, I was stuck in this chair behind me, which I'm surprised I'll even sit in anymore. But I was stuck in this chair, and for 10 days, I couldn't get out except to go to the bathroom. And when I was hopping on the other foot to get to the bathroom, I busted the bursa sac in the heel. So then I couldn't go on either foot, so we had to get me a wheelchair, but the wheelchair didn't fit into the bathroom. So then we got me a walker, and having a walker really reinforced my mortality because I realized that I looked like a little old lady, and I'm not old yet. I'm 47, and yes, I'm a grandparent, but I'm raising my grandkids as my own, and they're helping keep me young. But Al Dernbach really messed up my life in more ways than one. That was just one of the many ways that he hurt myself and my 4 sisters and my brother. Sorry about that. I ran out of space. And as I was saying, you know, I started really thinking about what happened to me when I was a kid, and I didn't want to think about those things, so it made me depressed. In addition, on top of the 10 days of sitting in the chair, I also was sitting for about another 3 weeks, pretty much, and I started gaining weight, a lot of weight. I've always had a problem with not looking like a big, overstuffed bear, but now I was gaining a lot, and I wasn't able to get out of my chair, so that made me depressed too. Well, eventually I healed, and I'm getting better now, and I can walk around, and the weight's starting to drop off, which is kind of nice. But in the meantime, I had to really get over some stuff in my head that was bothering me and just weighing me down. It's just poison that keeps me back. I mean, he can't hurt me now, and there's nothing he can do to ruin my life. But he made a good attempt at it when I was a kid. So that's over, and that's done with. On to next subject. I'm having an issue with my guineas. My guineas are hurting my chickens. So now the moment of truth is coming down to where I'm going to have to see if I could butcher a chicken myself. So that's something else I'm questioning and thinking about and have to do. I'm pretty sure I could do it, and it would be for food for the family. But being that I raised them from little baby chicks, and it's my first time as a chicken lady, I just know it's going to be a little difficult, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there saying, "Oh, Shaw, you know, we've been doing that for years." Well, for me, I'm a newbie, and it's new. The other thing that's been going on lately has been we are house hunting. We were homestead hunting for a long time, and then 2 of the deals fell through. 2 houses that we liked. We were ready to put money down. And the first one, the people decided they didn't want to move because they got a better job offer. And the second one was under contract, and no one told us when our realtor showed it to us. In the meantime, we've made really good friends with our realtor, even though I had finally given up on homesteading because we couldn't find what we were looking for, and decided to go to the suburbs. We found this big, beautiful house. It was 3 stories. It had a floor for my older son, and it had 2 floors for the kids and Ray and I. And it came out to about $267,000, and we have no equity. We rent. So it would have been a stretch, but we got approved, and about 12 hours before we were supposed to put the deposit down, I decided no. I started freaking out because I couldn't have animals in town. What else was I going to do? The kitchen was tiny, even though the house was big. And what do I like to do? I like to cook, and I like to raise the animals. Of course, I like to draw and paint and make art too, but I really don't find that that's a necessary thing for me to do at this time in my life. But I do it a lot with the kids when the time comes. So that was another thing that happened, and it was beautiful, and I'll put a picture up for you here. And it was a little tough to break my family's heart and tell them, no, we can't have this big, beautiful 3-story house because Mom's going to be miserable. And in the long run, it's good that we didn't take it because it would have maxed us out. We pay $1,700 a month here for rent, and it would have been a little more than that for mortgage there. And I wouldn't have been able to have very much of a quality of life. So we let it go, and some of the other places we're looking at are in a little cheaper range. I know, all you Dave guys out there who think that we should be following the Dave Ramsey system. Well, we have no equity, we have school loans, and we have little ones later on in our lives, so we don't have time to wait around to try to pay off the debt that we're under right now, which is my school loans. So we're going ahead and we are going to get a mortgage, but on a much less expensive home, and the one that I'm looking at has hay income that would almost cover the entire mortgage payment for the year. So guess who's going to learn to cut hay? What else is going on? The kids are growing like crazy. Olivia's learning to read on her own. She taught herself how to add. Vincent's reading like a 5th grader. We were learning about reptiles. We went to a Chinese New Year celebration. We had gone to Martin Luther King's birthday celebration. And, I don't know, did I say the reptile show this past weekend? Vincent, as I'm learning to sell, or I made a plush lizard for Vincent as I'm learning to sew. And oh yeah, I have an Etsy shop. I have an Etsy shop. And you know how, people drink out of mason jars, and that's what I do. Well, in my Etsy shop, I'm making cozies for mason jars and a few bags and zipper pouches and things as I learn to sew. And I also have up a couple old patterns from the 80s that I've come across, and I like old vintagey things, and old books that I like. So I'll put a link to my Etsy shop here and a link below. Show you real quick my cozies that I made. This is one that I made for a full-size mason jar. It's got a little yellow peace symbol, and it's got some pretty lace. Here's a sassy little number. It's like a sateen. It's a pink stretchy sateen with a turquoise lace. Reminds me of Cinderella's dress in the old Cinderella Disney book. And then this one is a little glittery. It's got some sparkle and some antique gray lace bow on top. And then something a little more conservative. This has no bow, but it has some sparkle. And at the bottom I put these straps so that if you hold on to your beverage, you don't have to worry about anything sliding out. So these are a few things I made, and there's zipper pouches in the works, and I'm learning. So enjoy. Please head over to my Etsy shop. It's under Noble Homestead, and I'm proud of it. Thanks, guys. I'm using Power Director now to edit my videos, and before I was using Movie Maker, so I'm still a little skittish on doing that. I'm out of my comfort zone, so that's probably why I haven't been so apt to go ahead and pop out a video for you guys. What else, now that I'm telling you my whole life story? Gardening. I'm excited about gardening. I have spring fever. Yesterday we looked at a place and the snow was almost up to my knees, and I have nasturtiums and pansies and tomatoes all started in my living room, and I also have some sweet potatoes that are started, and I have regular potatoes chitting on my windowsill. I learned that from Deep South Homestead last year. And I want to send a quick shout out to Jamie of Gilbrook Farm and Kim of Hancock Homestead and Gardens, because they both checked on me to see if I was okay and made me feel so loved. Thank you. I wasn't okay. I think sometimes moms can sense that. So thank you, ladies. I needed a little momming, just a little, and I'm back on track, and I'll be ready to play around and have a good time with everybody now. So there's a lot coming up. I took videos of almost all the houses we looked at. There was a really beautiful one that I missed because I had, in all of this, my phone died, and I got a new phone, and then that phone died within 2 weeks, and everything I had on there as far as video got lost. I couldn't even get that back. But I'm on track. I promise. I'm on track now. And I'm looking forward to doing a quick video for you guys of what's in my garden, which is in my living room. And we'll be talking about some more stuff. The kids started getting little passports from their other grandmother, and they love it. It's a little geography subscription program, so we'll have some videos on that. And when I do the guinea, I'll probably make a video of that for you too. Nothing gory, of course. I have some good examples out there of showing how to do that without making it too descriptive, too detailed. I don't normally sit here and talk to the camera, so thanks for listening, and thanks for putting up with my stuttering and stammering. I'm not really comfortable in front of the camera for long periods of time still. But I wanted to let you know what was going on, and we're really excited about closing the rental chapter and putting that behind us and going ahead and getting our own land and our own homestead. The one I'm looking at has 28 acres and over 7 acres of tillable land, so I'll be pretty excited to be able to label ourselves as a true farm and learn to hay and raise some more animals and eat well and have other people eating well too. Thanks for listening again. I don't know how to end this, so bye. Love. Peace. Things are slowing down around here. I think I'm going to take a rest. Please like and subscribe. Even busy bees need to take a minute to enjoy the scenery.